Whoa!
Welcome to the What's Already podcast, where we fashion ourselves cinematic judge and jury. My name is JJ Crowder. I'm here with my co-host, Alec Burgess.
Let's get it.
We appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead and hit that follow, subscribe, like, bell notification buttons. Tell a friend about us. Tell a family member about us. Don't tell any lobbyists about us.
No.
In fact, don't tell anybody related to this movie about us. I don't have a good one.
Environmentalist.
Yeah, maybe. Sure. I think those guys are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs too, so I don't know. But yeah, look, we're in the final week of July. We're in the final week of our patriotic movies, if you will. Kicking it off with could be arguably the most patriotic film, maybe. I think we'll discuss this. Parts of it are the most patriotic film that we've done. Others, not so much. But with that, we're doing American President. It was released November 17th, 1995. It was written by Aaron Sorkin. Shocker. It was directed by Rob Reiner. Shocker number 2.
Mm-hmm.
It stars Michael Douglas, Annette Bening, Martin Sheen, Michael J. Fox, Anna Devere Smith, Samantha Mathis, Shauna Waldron, David Paymer, Richard Dreyfuss, and Wendy Malick. It's about a widowed U.S. president running for re-election and an environmental lobbyist who fall in love. It's all above board, but politics is perception and sparks fly anyway. That was a wild fucking synopsis. I love
wild ride.
I try not to read these before we go, so I'm like shocked as I'm reading them. And that one was, it took a weird turn. But before we jump into the movie, you should go check out our Patreon. You can vote on movies. Right now we have a vote up for actors and actresses. We'll probably do those for a while. And then once we choose the actors and actresses, then we're going to choose movies for those, and then you can vote on those, and we'll pick movies from there. But lots to do over there, lots of fun extra content. I just went on a rant with Alec before we started recording about trading card games and crazy shit that you get to watch if you join up. You can vote for free. The extra content, minimal cost, but it helps support the podcast, keeps us going.
And maximum entertainment value.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you.
Maximum entertainment value. 100%.
Yeah, we're pretty out there, especially
we're pretty funny. Okay, I don't know.
And I'm vulgar and I swear and I curse like a sailor, but I do even worse shit in the stuff that's on Patreon. I kind of edit around ourselves a little bit for YouTube and shit, but I don't do anything on Patreon. That shit's full fucking unedited.
Just raw dogging all day.
Yeah, all day long. So go check it out. But yeah, let's jump into the American President. This was my movie. My pick. I was kind of surprised. Like, had you seen this before, Alec?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I'm surprised about because it's got a great cast.
Yeah.
And I think it just kind of flew under the radar for me.
Yeah. Actually,
no, I know what it was. Because this threw me for a fucking loop.
Yeah.
It's taglined as a rom-com.
Oh.
Or that's like a romantic comedy on Amazon. I don't know if that's just Amazon doing that.
It's gotta be.
If something, but that could have been the reason, because if I saw the American President and the cover doesn't do it very justice about, I'd be like, no thanks.
This is wild. So I'm sitting here on IMDb looking at it, right? And it's got it listed as 5 tags: political drama, romantic comedy, drama, and romance. And
see,
political
drama is the only one I could really get behind on.
Yeah, it's a little wonky. That's
so
fair.
Seeing that tagline is probably what just like, no thank you.
Yeah. So I picked this for a couple reasons. One, it fits the theme very well.
Mm-hmm.
2, it's one of Casey's all-time favorite movies. Like, if you were to ask, like,
I'd guess that.
Sure. Yeah, like if you were to look at, like, ask her like top 10, this would be in there somewhere. Maybe even top 5. We own this. She wants to watch it all the time. And look, I'll be honest, I like this movie. There are parts I don't like, and it's ironic because the parts you're talking about, like the reason that you probably have avoided it with the tag of romantic comedy, I don't get the comedy so much part as far as that, but the romance is definitely there, and it's my least favorite part of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could have completely and utterly done without it. Meaning, like, you can't to a certain degree because it's the crux of the whole situation. I can't think of the film word that they use for it, but like, it's that thing that's at the center, and the reason that's causing all the problems is the romance. But the romance is the least interesting part to me. The most interesting part of this film for me is Michael J. Fox and like the surrounding characters that like, and here's what's funny is not long after this movie, we got Sheen, who played one of the best presidents in film and TV ever in The West Wing. So also written by this same team of, well, by team, I mean Aaron Sorkin, who loves to do his political stuff. He also did The Newsroom, which is one of Casey's favorite TV shows, if not all-time favorite TV show. So he's very good at these, and it's well written, great dialogue, like you said, amazing cast. But I just think it gets lost, and it wants to be a romance, and then it wants to be a political movie, and then it wants to be a little bit of both. And so sometimes I get like whiplash watching this movie. I'm like, okay, which scene am I in? Okay, I got to be in my romance bag for this one. Okay, I got to be in my political, thing for this one. And so it's just like there's so much to it that I'm like, but there are a lot of great things about this movie, which is why I picked it. And again, it fit the theme very well. So first timer, what'd you think?
Ooh, it's tricky. Because like you said, there are parts that are really, really good that I really enjoyed. And there are comedic moments.
Sure.
But they're mostly at the beginning, right? Like I love the fact he comes off the elevator or whatever it is, and there's Michael J. Fox. Like you left out a paragraph. First fucking thing he says. And then walking around the White House, he's got his retainers and everything. It's like telling him what to say, who he's talking to, and all this stuff. This army that keeps the presidency going.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I think they did a good job portraying that. And then the romance parts, I think they overdid it.
Yeah.
Like I think the state dinner is one of the best scenes in the entire movie.
Isn't it?
Together really well. She shows up. She should be completely out of her element. She's not. Yeah. She owns it. She speaks French apparently. Like out of the blue, this perfect scene. And then you have a bunch of almost frivolous kind of dates.
Yeah,
we'll say is a good one. And the running gag of like he cannot for the life of him send her flowers.
Yeah,
is like was funny. But it not so funny that you keep it going for the whole movie.
Yeah.
And it was telegraphed to the point where I was like, oh, yeah, they're driving. Guess where he's going to go because he can't make dinner.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then like there was just other parts of it with the whole back and forth with the character battle or whatever. I can't remember what they classified it as.
Yeah.
Like parts of that I was like, okay. Like makes sense. In other parts, I'm like, hey, you're even reaching for a Hollywood movie here. Yeah. Like there's a better way to go around it. So it was a tricky one for me because I liked it at what face value was and what it presented as a backdrop. And then it was just like some things they did with this backdrop. I was like, I feel like you could have gone a better way to make it better. And so it was a nice first time watch. Don't mind it. I'm glad I watched it.
Sure.
But it was also up there as like, okay, I missed out not watching this before, but I don't think I missed out like all that much.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like it's not for me a life-changing movie that now that I've seen it, it's immediately going to go to the top of my list.
Yeah. No, I agree. You made some very good points. And I will say, when it comes to Aaron Sorkin, like when I think back on what he's done, like A Few Good Men, like, or like even West Wing to a degree, like there's very little romance in the West Wing. There's some, but like he wrote Moneyball, Charlie Wilson's War. He even wrote The Social Network. Like the things that he does, Molly's Game, like the ones that he does where he sticks to the dramatic, or he fully leans on, like in Newsroom, there's a ton of comedy. And so it's like when he leans into one thing, but this one where he tries to do more than one thing, he struggles. It's like he's so good at like the political and like he's so good at it.
Yeah. Show me more of buying votes.
Yeah.
Like, that's interesting. Show me more of that.
Isn't it great? Like I love that part where you have the dichotomy of this lobbyist that's working to get votes, and then you have the president and his, entourage, like you said, working to get votes. And like when And I'll say Michael J. Fox steals this movie for me. Like every time he's in it, and he's like when he loses his shit on that senator over the phone, like I think he's a no. Just
Well, that's some of the greatest comedy in the movie, because then you got the numbers nerd.
oh
It's
yeah,
just like, I'm glad it's a no. Otherwise, we have to work on our people skills. Such a beautiful line. Where I was just dying because he just delivered it perfectly. And it
Yeah.
fits so well with that actor. And then the role he's in is this kind of sarcastic numbers cruncher.
Yep.
And just,
Oh yeah.
you know, lecturing pretty much the speechwriter and, you know, everything on how to talk to people.
Yeah. Isn't it great?
Which is so perfect.
Yeah. David Paymer, or Leon Kodak, he's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
In this movie. I don't know. Like, I want to love this movie like Casey does, but I think one, I'm not a huge Annette Bening fan. But that's on me. She's a phenomenal actress, right? Like that's not anything against her. I'm just not a fan. Like, I don't know. She always comes across very like holier than thou to me. But that again, that's a me perception
she also
thing.
switches. Like she switches
Fair.
what she's doing in the same role.
Yeah.
Like she starts off super bubbly and friendly when you first meet her, talking to White House guards and everything. You're like, oh, okay, cool. But then she does adopt a little bit of that holier than thou, like you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, and I will say that there are scenes that she does, like the phone scene when he first calls her and he thinks it's her fucking dude, like pranking her. Like that shit makes me laugh every time because I can see myself doing that shit. And then he's like, okay, I want you to call this number. And she's like, the look on her face, I'm like, fuck, I've had that face so many times. Like, where you're just like, God damn it, I did it again. So, like, that's, and I think that's where I appreciate her. Like, she's not my favorite actress, but when she's on, like, she does well. And then, like, even like the funny scene that I don't love, except for like when she walks out of the bathroom in just his shirt or whatever, and he's like having this like crisis of confidence, and he's like talking about, you know, it's been a while, and look, there's no pressure, and then he turns around and he's like, well, that part gets me going too. Even the part where his daughter like plays like the fucking Hail to the Chief on the trombone as he's walking out, because he's been busting her ass about shit and like the Constitution. But I think, yeah, I just think to your point, like they get lost trying to be both, like have the comedy, and I guess maybe all three, trying to be funny. If it was just the dramatic, mostly the dramatic, you know, political aspect plus the funny, I could probably deal with it. But then you take the political aspect, funny, and the romance that just all don't work to me at the same time.
And they don't have enough screen time to make it work.
Yeah.
Like so the political drama, right? You can combine that with comedy all day long because it fits. High stress environment, round the clock stuff. You can throw in these one-liners, these zippers, and you'll be fine. Yeah. The problem is they tried to make the romance too big.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of overtakes, becomes a catalyst for the political drama, but it doesn't really fit. So you can still have the romance, but use it almost as an accent piece to your political drama rather than trying to bring it in as a major plot point.
Yeah.
Because now we get the scenes where, you know, vacationing at Camp David and the cheesy ass corny line, you ever been to Camp David? No, fucking nobody's been to Camp David, Mr. President. Like, what kind of stupid ass question?
Yeah, for real. I get you're trying to be charming, but you missed the boat.
Exactly.
There,
like there's a couple of those things flying left and right across here. I was like, no, why?
Yeah.
But then you had really cool these, you know, romance moments where you can see that he's falling for her.
Yeah.
Right. Like I talked about the state dinner. And even when she, you know, busts his ass the first time, doesn't know he's there. And then they have this moment, this private kind of conversation. Let's go out to dinner or whatever. Let's talk about this. So you get these moments that make sense, but then it's overshadowed too much. And so by the time you get to the end where again, one of my favorite parts is when they're having their little moment in the Oval Office and Lewis comes in, and then I forget the other two actors that come in, but they both come in. And it's like, "Hi, Mr. President. Hi, Sally." Just kind of like it's commonplace now.
Yep.
And so funny, great, but after the journey of the slog I had to get to with all this extra romance that I was not a fan of, it was like, okay, good, we're wrapping up now.
Yes. Yes.
So I think they could have done a better job with inserting the romance into a political drama instead of trying to turn a very entertaining premise into a romance movie.
Yeah. I agree completely. Love what you just said. You can pick one lane and stay there.
Exactly. You can cross over a little bit, but don't be driving in the middle.
Yeah, you can let some fucking chickens cross to your lanes.
Yeah,
but fucking don't.
You can swerve a little bit. Just
don't take the dirt road when you get there.
Yeah.
I will say that again, and I mentioned him earlier, but Martin Sheen, along with Michael J. Fox, absolutely steal this. Like, and it, and all I can see when I see Martin Sheen, like, it's weird to see him in a supporting role because he's so fucking good. And so for him, but I also understand why they had to hire someone like him, because Michael Douglas is like,
nobody
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, so you got to have somebody that can go to, like, in the pool scene, like when they're playing pool and they're having that whole conversation, he's like, AJ, you were the best man at my wedding. you can call me whatever
Andy.
his name, Andy. He's like, yes, sir, Mr. President. But you have to have somebody that can go toe to toe with Michael Douglas. And it's, someone, you need someone like a Martin Sheen. But at the same time, like those moments where he steps in, like with Michael J. Fox's character, and he's, he has to like try to cool the room off. Like, I love that he's that level head in the room at all times, like trying to keep everybody, and he's trying to tell him not to do this, but then he's trying to tell, and then he had to like mark it as your chief of staff, no, but as your friend, here's what I'd say, give her a call, right? And so it's like, I love those, and I think that's what I love about these movies, and this probably goes back to most of Aaron Sorkin's writing, is where he shines the most to me, and this movie's proof positive, is the little moments. Like, and this is where I go back to, we've talked a lot about, like, what's the dipshit that did the DC shit? Zack Snyder.
I
bitch about
a popular topic on this podcast.
He is a popular. I love to shit on Zack Snyder, but I've talked a ton about Zack Snyder and the fact that he shoots for moments, right? Like, he wants these powerful moments, and then you have writers, to me, that are genius, like Aaron Sorkin, who they write movies for scenes, and those scenes include moments, right? Like, again, playing pool, it's just two guys that have known each other, obviously, a very long time, are great friends, are in these positions of power, and they have this really, if you think about it, kind of trivial situation happening that's creating these massive ripples of drama and problems for a very serious person, like an office and what they're doing. But you have this very cool scene of them playing pool and getting in a little friendly spat about something that's really kind of important to one person because he's been alone for so long in that way. And yet he still has to keep in mind that he's the president of the United States of America. So he can't just do what he wants to do, unfortunately, right? Like, there's a level of carefulness that he has to have. And so that whole scene to me, and then you get the one like you're talking about, like where, or we talked about earlier, the phone call that's awkward because she thinks he's getting pranked. Like, that's another scene. The scene where Michael J. Fox tells him, like, you're my president. You work for me. Like, that speech to me is one of the greatest political speeches in a movie I've ever seen. Like, and you can take that out like that. Everybody should have to watch that scene where he's like, no, fucker. You work for me. I voted for you. Yeah. And you have this office because of me. And like, and then it's like, and you're not, I love the line where he says, in the absence of leadership, they'll follow anybody, right? Like, and it's so true, and it's so applicable even today. I mean, this movie is from 1995. We're fucking 30 years later, and this movie is still as relevant, if not more relevant now than it ever has been, even back then. And so it's like there are scenes in this movie that I think should be captured and people should watch constantly to remind themselves of these great points that are made and these really endearing pieces that you can, because it also helps you understand to a certain degree, right? Like the pressure that these people have to feel across the board, whether you're a lobbyist and you're paid to get votes for a certain thing, which should be illegal in my opinion, but that's their job. Then you got president and politicians that are running around and have to do these things, and they're constantly being watched. And I think one of the most poignant statements that's ever been made in history is, FDR would have never made it if he had to be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very different world we live in now, right? And being in those positions, you're constantly under a microscope, which is why we have so much corruption in the government and places like that, because they have to hide the shit they're really doing because it's constantly being watched and filmed and written about. And so if you don't lie and cheat and steal, you're going to get caught, and not everybody's going to like it. And then it's a problem. So I don't know. I just
either
think
play the Game of Thrones or you die.
Exactly. That was a good one. But yeah, it's great scenes in this movie. Some of the best. It just, some of the cohesiveness doesn't work between them. Like you're like, wait, what am I watching? Romance? Oh wait, no, this is political drama. Oh wait, no, this is a comedy.
And then they drop the bombshell like the Michael J. Fox you're talking about. But I love the follow-up too that the president does, talking about the desert. Like they're not drinking sand because they're thirsty. They're doing it because they can't tell the difference. And I was like, dude, yeah, still can't. We have so many people in this country who, for some stupid reason, believe that the government is actually there to help them.
Yeah. Hasn't been that way in a very long time.
Never really been that way. But yeah, true. It's gotten a lot worse. It used to be like they were trying to hide it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's gotten to that point where people are, the government's going to do this, government's going to do that. It's like the government doesn't care two figs about you.
Yeah. Not even wrong.
And so it's like those are the people that don't know the difference between water and sand.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
It's just there. It's just always the way that it's been. And so you have this great, beautiful, almost like mic drop, as it were, of Michael J. Fox giving this great speech. Mm-hmm. Of like this is why I voted for you, blah blah blah, and then you almost have Michael Douglas just drop it all back in his face and be like, "Fuck no, you don't know any better. Nobody knows the difference." Yeah. Because I could give them sand and tell them it's water.
Yep.
And okay, because they don't know what actual water is.
Yeah.
And so it's great, absolutely great writing, great scenes. And then you have the stupid back and forth with the freaking, what is it, the GDC or something, or whatever. Yeah. And, the back and forth where you got the Republicans meeting in their mountain lodge about how they're going to shame the president because of his alluring affair or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think the greatest thing where I was like, okay, yeah, that doesn't happen, is where you had what was it, Rumsprinter or whatever?
Rumson, yeah.
Yeah.
Bob Rumson.
It was like, yeah, we couldn't run a character smear 3 years ago because he just lost his wife.
Yeah.
Like, okay, no, every single politician gonna be like, fuck, vulnerable. We're going for him now.
Yeah, in 1995, maybe you wouldn't have done it, but 2025, fuck, they'll latch onto that shit real quick. In fact, they'll find a way to blame him for the fact that his wife died.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, So I mean, that's the struggle that I have with it, because it's so great at points, and then other times I'm like, okay, well, that's 5 minutes I could have done without, because who cares if it's the dish room or the china room?
Yeah,
I don't. Nobody cares.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I think now that I think about it, and you say like the dish room and the china room and all that shit, like it makes me laugh, because the flirting that Michael Douglas, like, for as phenomenal of an actor, and I'm sure he was doing it, it was a choice that he made, but his flirting in this is terrible. Like,
awful.
I'm like, other than the fact that she's so fucking completely awkward that it fits, like, which you get that point, but you could have done that without, to your point, without that much of them being awkward together, right? Like, we see that they're both terribly awkward, but they're both terribly, like, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the opposite of inept? Because in moments they're completely inept.
Competent.
Yeah, but they're so overly competent when it comes to doing the things they do. Him being the president, him being a dad, her being a lobbyist, her understanding politics, and like, because even she was like, this is a bad idea for you. Like,
Yeah.
I want this, but this is like, she understands. If I was running your campaign, I'd tell you to fucking knock this shit off. And so, but they're so fucking inept at being together and like making, because of the awkwardness. And I get what they were trying to do, but it just didn't work for me when it's surrounded by all of this other phenomenal content and speeches and dialogue and relationship building. And so you're just like, because you're dropped in the middle of this thing, like you're 4 years in, or almost 4 years into this, this administration, and they're getting ready to run this campaign, and you don't know any of these people. But 10 minutes into this movie, I'm like, oh, I'm rooting for him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not anything. But like, I grew up around Republicans. I'm a pretty conservative dude in a lot of ways, but I'm watching this going, let's go fucking Democrat. Yeah. I'll vote for this dude, right? So, and I, because I like the people around him, but it's like, yeah, so it's just weird to me. Like, he's terrible at flirting in this movie.
That's actually a really good point that you brought up about the inept and then the competence, right? Because something that a scene that really bugged me was when he's tied up with Israel, right? And the daughter comes out and says, "No, he told me to tell you he's on the phone with his dentist." Right, because then he comes out and she already knows he's talking about C-SPAN or whatever it was.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, she knows stuff, right? Like, she's competent. You have enough proof. Even I can't remember if this happened before this point, but to the point where she can read your face and she already knows when you're holding something back just by looking at you, right? Very, very smart, very intelligent. Yeah. You know this already. And you're still gonna pull the, oh yeah, I was talking to my dentist at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, locked up in the friggin' Oval Office or whatever, wherever.
I got a cavity up in my upper bicuspid region. Like, shut the fuck up. You could come out and be like, oh yeah, no, sorry, that was a state call with Israel.
Yeah. Ooh. You're not giving away state secrets by saying you were talking to Israel. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. And who's she gonna tell? Like, she's trying to bed you as much as you're trying to bed her. Exactly. So, or I'm with you. I don't remember. Had they already slept together at that point? I don't remember.
I don't remember that, but it was up to the point where I was like, hey, you already know she's intelligent. Yeah. Like, why are you bouncing around this bush trying to be like a normal guy? She already knows you're the president. Yeah. Normal's out the window.
Yeah. You had to sneak her ass out the back. Like, it's oh, shit. No, I'm with you. I think another scene that I think about that I get is you have this really cool moment when he's at the end, when he's at the, he's in the press room and he's given this he's just laying into Bob Rumson in the greatest way possible. Like, look, motherfucker, if you want to go, let's go. Yeah. But leave her ass out of it. Like, she's better than both of us. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're a prick for bringing her into it. Let's dance, right? And I'm like, get him, motherfucker. And I get all riled up. And then I'm like, yeah, cut to black. Let's fucking be done. But no, now we got to resolve this fucking issue that they had because he fucking messed with her, right? And he fucking went behind her back and didn't do their deal and to get the votes. And I'm like, oh, now I got to sit in this weird romance thing where he's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, no, you did what you had. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I didn't even hear the speech. I was on my way back before or whatever it was.
Yeah, no, that was another problem because she's like, I saw your speech. And I was like, it was 2 fucking minutes ago. You came 12 blocks, but you get stuck on DuPont Circle this time of year all the fucking time. It would have been much better if it was just she came back. The White House staff knows her. Yeah. They know what's going to happen. They let her in. She gets to hear that speech. And then she came back for a different reason. Yeah. But hearing the speech while she was there, because I was like, I picked that out. I was like, no fucking way. First of all, how do you know he's giving a speech? It seemed pretty impromptu that he walked in there when
nobody else was ready for that.
Yeah, the press secretary was giving the speech. Yeah. And then I was like, so you're just happen to be tuned in at 2 o'clock on a Thursday? Yeah. Well, fuck out of here. And then you made it all the way down and beat him to the Oval Office. Yeah. Like, no fucking way. Yeah. And so it was like you could have gone about that in a much better way to tell that story, but I was like, because then they threw in the DuPont Circle fucking joke, and I was like, ah.
Yeah, I mean, imagine how cool it would have been, like, if, to your point, I love what you're saying. Like, you see her in the car and she decides to just turn around and go to the White House because she's like, look, he fucked me over, but I love this dude. I want to make it work. We'll figure it out. You know, he's he's bigger things than making me happy, right? Mm-hmm. So she goes back. But to your point, I love the idea that maybe she walks into the back of the press room, or, you know, she's sitting in the Oval Office watching it on a TV, or in like the set, you know what I mean? Somewhere there's got a TV of the speech that she can watch it, and he's not aware. And then the very end of this movie, he comes out and she says, I saw your speech. And then they walk into the Oval Office and close the door. And then it cuts to black. Like, how fucking great would that be? Like, yeah, what an ending.
The only thing that could make it better is if AJ's the one, Martin Sheen's the one who brings her into the fucking press room.
Yeah, fuck, that would have been great. But instead we get this
perfect storybook ending.
Yeah, we get this goofy, awkward shit where I'm like, get the fuck out of here. We knew you were going to end up together, but I don't need to see it. Just have him have like a quick line, because I don't mind the saw your speech, and then he's like holds his hand out, and they hold hands and walk into the Oval, or they go to the residence, whatever it is, but don't talk anymore. We know you're awkward as fuck. You just gave this killer speech. She saw it. All's right. Go. Cut the black. Leave.
Yeah. We don't need the extra of you saying it's all right. We already know based on what has already been told to us.
Yeah.
And so it was just a little bit on the extra side.
Yeah.
To where, once again, you know, of course, hindsight's always 20/20, and there's always going to be someone like us who's, you could have done it better. But it's just like there were so many things that you could have done to make this better and make it fit more, rather than almost trying to force this 90s romance into a political drama for whatever goddamn reason. Because everybody loves a scandal. That's what the reason.
There it is. There it is.
I got it. 90s, Bill Clinton. There's the scandal.
There it is. Every time. Jesus. So funny. Oh, it's great. Would have been right about that same time too, huh?
Yeah.
That's funny. We just watched the movie where he was worried about dating her. The current president was getting his in the White House while he's married.
Times are changing.
All of a sudden, this movie doesn't feel so awkward. Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right. No, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you. Good stuff.
That is good stuff. Should we rate this thing?
Let's do it.
All right, my movie. I'll go first. I'm so torn on this movie because it does have some sentimental value from me because we watch it all the time, and it's grown on me. I'm gonna give it a 4. I want to give it higher because it has the potential.
Blink twice if Casey's outside your door watching you.
That's fair. I would get my balls chopped off if she heard me say even a 4. But no, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. And I think this one is outside of my norm. It's because of the potential that it has, and the fact that the scenes that do work, God bless, they work really well for me. Like there are so many scenes in this movie that I remember and I think of even when I haven't watched this movie for years. Like, and people talk about, and it comes up in my mind. Like if I'm talking politics with someone, I can promise you, whether I say it or not, some scene from this movie pops into my head that fits the conversation that we're talking about, right? Because it covers the gamut of political issues that we still see today, probably more than we even saw back then. And it was already a shit show back in the 90s. So to say that now, like there's so many lessons to be learned. And then I love the passion that he has for the Constitution, and like the speech he gives his daughter about, this is a great, like, read the first paragraph. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's
the page.
Yeah. And that's the kind of president that I want, right? Like someone that actually believes in the system and what it is for what it should be. But we haven't had that in as long as I can remember. And so it's one of those things where again, this movie pops into my head. I think there's some phenomenal scenes, but I think there are things that don't work and I could do without. And if it weren't for how phenomenal the things that do work were, this would be a much lower rating for me, because the things that don't work really don't work for me. But the other things are so fucking good, including Michael J. Fox, Martin Sheen, Michael Douglas. Like those three, that they just kill it. And so giving it a 4. Obviously, I'm going to watch this movie again because it pops up on my TV on occasion. Because Casey's like, I'm going to watch The American President, and I'm like, okay, sounds about right. But I think I'd watch it on my own volition as well, just because I do like the movie in general. All right, Alec, your turn, buddy.
Yeah, I'm also. It's also tricky because the stuff that I didn't like in this movie, I really, really didn't like. But there is so much good. Like you're talking about, you can tell that it's someone who cares, wants to make a difference, wants to make a change. Even down the point where, like, a line that I'm going to keep with me is, America is advanced citizenship, or whatever it was along those lines. Like, it's not a ride, a free ride. It's not a ride, a walk in the park. It's not just passive. Like, it's an advanced citizenship, and that the coin of freedom has really two sides to it, right? Like, because this is a big hot topic with freedom isn't free, but also there's two sides to that coin of freedom.
Yeah.
And typically when you talk about things like that, one side is overpowering and not realizing that it's a two-sided coin.
Yeah.
It always has been. But that goes back into that advanced citizenship stuff.
Sure.
And I would almost guarantee that most people today couldn't give you the preamble of the Constitution. Couldn't give you the first couple words of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
Like, it's become a passive thing. So this is a great movie for that, almost like hit you over the head wake up call.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm just stalling because but I think I'm gonna come in at a 3.5.
Yeah.
I will watch clips of this again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I will go the distance on it and watch it beginning to end. But there's definite moments that I could just sit, search up on YouTube, find the clip, and like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
From it. So I think I get a 3.5.
Nice. That's an Aaron Sorkin thing, I swear. Because I don't love Newsroom, but there are parts that I'm like the first. I don't know if you've ever watched the show. Have you?
I've watched bits of it, not in any.
You should watch it. It's only 3 seasons. I think you'd like it for the most part. Like, when it's really fun, it's a lot like this movie. When it's serious, there's some really phenomenal scenes in it. There's some hilarious ass comedy in it. There's some romance, but most of the romance doesn't work. I don't think Aaron Sorkin's very good at writing romance, in my opinion, at this point. But like, the comedy and the serious is very good, and it'll get you riled up at times too. You're like, fuck yeah. Like, it's good. So I'd recommend watching it. I got to make sure Casey didn't hear that either, because I shit on that show every time she turns it on. But it's actually pretty good. But you'll have to watch HBO. It's on there. You can watch it anytime. But anyway, so like, it's good. But the Aaron Sorkin thing, like, I don't remember where I was going with this, to be honest. Oh, the clips. Like, I'll YouTube stuff. Like, the opening scene that Jeff Daniels gives in the college. Like, they're having this, like, Q&A thing where he's like, the United States isn't the greatest.
Yes.
That's from that show. And I'll watch that all the time because it is such a great point, and it fits a lot of what he like mentions, like you're talking about the advanced citizenship thing, and then on top of that, like, I don't know if you saw the clip of Arnold Schwarzenegger on The View recently. Like, I hate The View. I don't watch that shit, but I watched, and for Arnold Schwarzenegger, what he said in that clip, like the whole, look, I'm an immigrant, but at the same time, like, you can't just come and leech off the United States. Like, you have to. It's a give and take, right? Like you said, there's two sides to this coin. Like, you don't just get to come and have freedom. Like, you have to come and provide back to to America as an immigrant to help make the country even better and improve on things, and then get the benefits that come from being a citizen of the United States. So it was a great speech. If you haven't watched it, you should go watch it. Anyway, listening, but it fits that. It's like those moments. Sorkin is phenomenal at writing. So you can go YouTube a lot of shit that Aaron Sorkin does. It's the same as A Few Good Men. How many of us don't go back and YouTube the fucking courtroom scene? Like, are you shitting me? It's one of the greatest written scenes in film history. And so it's like, he's a great writer. Anyway, yeah, clip it up. You should YouTube the shit out of Aaron Sorkin clips, including these ones.
Yeah, because I've seen that newsroom clip of Jeff Daniels. The Belgium has freedom.
208 sovereign nations, like 180 of them have freedom. It's so.
Because I love that.
Yeah, I love what he's like, dude. When you ask me if the United States is the greatest country in the world, what the fuck you're talking about? The what is it, the Giants or the So whatever, one of the baseball teams or football teams, the Jets. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's fucking great. Anyway, good movie. It was a good discussion. I like this.
Oh yeah,
Mattson missed out.
mm-hmm.
Vacations. This guy.
It's because he's a communist. That's why.
Exactly. Better read than dead. This shit. This guy over here. Fucking great. Anyway, all right. With Alec, before we go, fuck, I almost skipped your whole fucking piece, dude.
Oh,
get your shit together. Yeah. Tell everybody where they can find this, dude.
Happy to. So, like JJ said at the beginning of the episode, Patreon is the place to go. This has been week 5. Yeah. 4, 5, 4.
4.
Week 4, and the last week of our patriotic month of movies that patriotism, but we kind of left war out of it because we do a lot of war stuff. Like JJ said, there's votes up right now for actors, actresses. We're doing kind of what we did a few months ago with Nicolas Cage, where we're gonna go back to actors or actresses and make that a focal point for months. So go on, vote for the actor and actress that is up, and then we'll go ahead and get a movie vote up, and from there we can go from there. It's gonna be amazing. With that said, also go stick around on the voting stuff because it's looking more and more October is going to be another horror month. So it's gonna get even better. But that's the place to get involved with content. And like JJ said, it's completely free to vote. If you want to get access to over 550 bonus shorts, episodes, clips, whole shebang where we're making fun of each other, because even though this is a fun podcast, if our picks get picked, it's a real thing. We are competitive. We want to be the one who gets to go first in rating. So that's it. It means a lot to us. It's us living our glory days and the equivalent of the high school basketball player who just won't give up on their knees. So that's the place to go. That's the place to get involved. We'd love to see you there. Join us in our little misfit group. With that, I'll kick it back to the Wazir of WAP, the great Bambino, a JJ.
That's right. Just so everybody knows, right now, Amy Adams, Brad Pitt, and John Cusack are winning in the actor poll. They're
not
up
a
against
single one of mine.
Damn it. Yeah, they're up against Bradley Cooper, Samuel L. Jackson, and Sandra Bullock. So go vote if you want to vote. Only a couple days left in that one, and then we got to get movies picked so we can start recording for August. But yeah, go check it out. Anyway, as always, we appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Cinemagic out.
Whoa!